Good morning, my dear students, friends, and bankers, aspirants, right? Today we are going to discuss about capital budgeting or evaluating the projects. Normally, we have a confusions how to choose the projects, whether we can invest in this particular project or not, or we have two projects, which one will be the best one to invest. When I talk about the projects, you are always looking at the cash flow, cash inflow, right? How much cash I am getting it. So last video we were discussing about the present values and future value to determine the value of the cash flow today, right? That is called the present value. There are projects which gives the cash flow on the initial year, very small amount of cash flow, but over the period of time, it gives a better amount of cash flow. There are projects which gives a huge quantum of cash flow on the beginning of the year, and over the period of time, it may not be giving a sufficient cash flow to meet the projects. But irrespective of the quantum of cash flow, which gives in the year after year, we need to understand the present value of the cash flow with what type of investment which you made it, right? That plays a vital role to decide whether to invest in this project or not. For example, you are investing a lakh of rupees today. You will be getting, 10,000 rupees per month or 10,000 rupees per annum, right? If you are receiving a 10,000 rupees per annum for an investment of 1 lakh rupees, probably you will feel, you know, 10 years time, you will get back your capital. There are times you invest 1 lakh rupees today, but the first 2 years you will get only 3,000 rupees. After 3 years or fourth year, you will be start getting 25,000 rupees because the project doesn't gives the consistent or a constant cash flow over the period of time. Okay, the cash flow is not remain constant or remain consistent over the period of time. So in these circumstances, we need to evaluate this project based on the estimated cash flow and say whether to invest in this project or not. There are two techniques has been used. One is net present value, another one is IRR. Both the techniques are very powerful. We call it as discounting techniques, where we are discounting the future cash flow for valuing the present value of cash flow today, right? First, we look at net present value, then we will look at IRR, then we will find out which one is the best one, whether NPV or IRR. Before we go in detail into NPV and IRR, first we will understand mutually exclusive project. What is mean by mutually exclusive? That means if you are tossing a coin, you will get either head or tail. You cannot get both simultaneously on a tossing a coin. You can choose any one of that. You can get only head or tail. The same way, you have a two project. You can choose only one project out of two, right? That is called mutually exclusive. So how do we choose one out of two or one out of three or one out of five, right? So we need to determine the present value of future cash flow. What is the present value? For example, I am going to get 1 lakh rupees after 2 years or after 3 years, or 10,000 rupees after 1 year, 10,000 rupees after 2 years, 25,000 rupees after 3 years, 25,000 rupees after fourth year, right? So what is the value of this cash flow today? That is most important to understand whether to choose this project or not. So that is called net present value. You will be discounting the future cash flow. What is in by discounting? For example, 1 lakh rupees I am going to receive after 1 year. The value of 1 lakh today is only 90,000 or 91,000. Suppose if you are taking discount rate of 10% or an interest rate of 10%, 91,000, if it grows to at a rate of 10%, it will become 1 lakh at the end of 1 year. So 1 lakh after 1 year will be valuing at 91,000 rupees today, right? The value of future cash flow is called present value. What is the net present value? You have made an investment today, assuming that 10 lakhs rupees, you will be receiving the cash flow over the period of 5 years. Whatever the cash flow you are receiving in future minus whatever investment you are doing it today, that is called net present value. Net present value is nothing but you are adjusting with the initial investment which you made on first year or a zeroth year, whatever you call it as. right? So one should know how to calculate NPV for each project. There are 2-3 constraints on projects if you are selecting it. One is the cash flow is not consistent. The number of year for each project is differs. For example, one project, you take 5 years time to evaluate. There is another project you evaluate only for 3 years. That project you evaluate on for 10 years, right? So the time period, it differs for each project, and the discount rate or the interest rate or the cost of capital, it also varies every year after year. So it is little complex in nature to evaluate the project and understand whether the project is viable or not. So we use this technique called NPV. NPV is the best technique which can be used for mutually exclusive project. What is mutually exclusive? You have a 3 project. Out of 3, you wanted to select only one. You wanted to eliminate other 2. So that is called mutually exclusive. Out of 3 project, you wanted to select which one is the best one. So you are calculating net present value for all the 3 project separately and determine which project has got higher NPV. The project which generate or which gives higher net present value, which can be chosen out of 3 project, right? Net present value means a present value of future cash flow. If the net present value is positive, you can accept the project. If the net present value is negative, you can reject the project if you are evaluating a standalone project. If the net present value is equal to 0, probably you can use any other techniques to evaluate the project once again. So net present value plays a very critical role to evaluate the project, one of the best technique which is available. The net present value is nothing but evaluating or valuing the future cash flow today. If it is a mutually exclusive project, whichever the project which has gives higher NPV, you can choose that. This is one of the method where you can evaluate the project. The next method is IRR. IRR means internal rate of return, right? So you have a cost of capital. What is cost of capital? No capital can be infused without any cost or interest which it comes. Even if you go and borrow from the market, or if you can go and borrow from the bank, there is an interest which you need to pay that, right? Or even if you are taking a money from the investor, they will also expecting the return, right? So the cost of capital is nothing but the interest charged on the capital, right? On the other side, if you are investing in the same capital with the interest component, what is the return which you are generating it? For example, you are investing in your money in your fixed deposit, it generates 6% return. I say, please invest in a particular stock which generate 8% return, right? Whether 6% or 8%, you can choose that. The investment which generate more return than the opportunity available today, that we call it a fixed deposit, right? That is the way we can select the project. Suppose if your opportunity cost of capital or opportunity available or return on the market, which is higher than the fixed deposit rate, that is opportunity prevailing in your hand, you can accept the project. When you're defining at IRR, please look at your opportunity available in the market, which is higher than the opportunity available in land. You can accept the project, right? IRR, the decision is like this. If you are investing FD, you will generate 6%. If you are investing in equity, you are generating 10%. Whether equity or FD is based on the return which you are selecting the project. So IRR, it is basically a discounting technique which will help you to determine based on the interest rate, not on the discounting of future cash flow, right? The return which can be generated out of the investment which you have made, right? That is called IRR. If it is a mutually exclusive project, I have told you mutually exclusive means you can choose 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 10. The which methodology is most useful, NPV or IRR? Sir, can I go through a NPV or IRR? NPV is the best techniques because NPV determined based on the number of years, based on the interest rate which is there. It is also called as a discounting cash flow method, right? So one should understand the project to be evaluated, economically using NPV or IRR. NPV is a net present value, IRR is an internal rate of return. NPV plays a vital role. NPV is the best methodology to evaluate the project if the project is mutually exclusive. If there is any other techniques to evaluate the project, there are various techniques evaluating the project. One is the profitability index is there, payback period is there, accounting rate of return is there. These all other three methods which people normally use that if NPV IRR, which gives the same results. If NPV also says the project A is better and IRR also gives project A is better. So no confusion. You can choose the project A. Suppose NPV says or NPV gives a result, project A is better, or and then IRR gives a result of project B is better. So you are under the confusion whether project A or project B. So then you can start looking at other alternate method like a payback period or a profitability index to support your decisions, right? The evaluation of the project using NPV or IRR or any other techniques is called capital budgeting. How we have understood evaluating the bond using the bond value, the same way evaluating the project by using net present value. I hope this video is useful to you. Thank you so much. Those who are not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it. Any other doubts, please comment it in my comment box. Thank you so much.